Okay, students. So next type of cleavage, patterns of cleavage. So what we discussed so far, different type of cleavage depending upon division of egg at different angles, different planes. On the basis of that, we discussed 4 different types of cleavages: meridional, vertical, equatorial, and latitudinal or transverse type of cleavages. Now, depending upon arrangement of blastomeres, what are blastomeres? After the cleavage division, egg divides into blastomeres, and these blastomeres, how they arrange themselves, depending upon that, on the basis of that, there are different patterns of cleavage. So number 1 is radial cleavage. In radial cleavage, what happens? All cleavage furrows are perpendicular to the earlier one. The plane of cleavage is perpendicular to the earlier plane of cleavage. As a result, cells are formed. These cells, see, this is one cleavage. Another cleavage is perpendicular to the first one. So how many cells are formed? 4 cells are formed, and these 4 cells are arranged in radial symmetrical fashion. If you look at the egg at the polar region, animal pole region, so all cells are arranged radially symmetrical. So their arrangement resembles radial symmetrical type of arrangement of blastomeres. So such type of cleavage, radial cleavage, occurs in echinoderms, chordates, and chordates. Okay. So next one, spiral cleavage. In spiral cleavage, third cleavage onwards, the cleavage furrow or plane of cleavage is not erect, straight. It is oblique like this, not straight. Either meridional, vertical, or transverse, not like that. They are oblique to the axis. Which axis? Animal pole, vegetable pole axis, or the median axis. As a result, what happens? Lower cells. There are 2 tiers of the cells. First tier, second tier. These are lower cells, upper cells. Lower blastomeres, upper blastomeres. So the upper blastomeres come to lie between 2 cells of the lower tier, lower circle. Can you see? So like this. In between these two lower cells, the upper cells come. Can you see it? Okay. So again, there are 2 types of spiral cleavages. Lower, blastomeres, if they rotate in a clockwise direction, that type of spiral cleavage is called as dextral. Clockwise direction. They rotate. If they rotate anti-clockwise direction, like this, such type of spiral cleavage is known as sinistral. Dextral type of spiral cleavage is observed in molluscan eggs. Then sinistral type of spiral cleavage can be seen in eggs of Ascarimenthes, platyhelminthes. Okay. So depending upon pattern of arrangement of blastomeres, cleavage has different patterns. So two patterns of cleavage we discussed: radial cleavage and spiral cleavage. In radial cleavage, the cells are arranged one above the other. So this cell is arranged on this one. This cell is arranged on this one. This cell is arranged on this one. This cell comes directly over this cell. Whereas here in spiral cleavage, upper cells are arranged. They are situated in between two lower cells. Right? This happens due to what? Pattern of cleavage. Pattern of plane of cleavage is different here. So the plane of cleavage is oblique, or it's also called as diagonal. So diagonal plane of cleavage occurs here in spiral cleavage. Next, bilateral cleavage. Here, the resultant cells during the cleavage are not equal in size. They are not equal in size. Some are smaller, some are larger. Smaller cells are called micromeres, larger cells are called macromeres. Smaller cells are known as micromeres, larger cells are called macromeres. Look here. So these are macromeres and these are micromeres. Macromeres are present towards the vestral pole. Micromeres are present towards the animal pole. This difference in their size, in blastomere size, results in bilateral symmetry. Right? Bilateral symmetry. So such type of cleavage is known as bilateral cleavage. This can be seen in amphibians, tunicates, the Uropods, cephalopods. This type of bilateral cleavage can be seen. Then biradial cleavage. What does it mean? So here what happens, first two cleavages are meridional. First one, second one. Second one is also meridional, but right angles to the first one. So here what we are observing here, this is the view seen from the animal pole region. So suppose this is a first one is meridional, second one is also meridional. Meridional means plane of cleavage occurs along the median axis. Both are occurring along the median axis, but right angles to the first one. Both are right angles to each other. Right? As a result, four cells are formed. Next cleavage is vertical cleavage. Vertical cleavage is not meridional. Vertical cleavage also occurs, from animal pole to vestral pole region, but at one side of the median axis. So this is vertical. As a result, so these two are meridional. As a result, what happens? 8 cells are formed. How many cells? 8 cells are formed, and they are arranged in 2 tiers, 2 layers. Each layer has 4 cells. This is lower tier, upper tier. Upper tier has 4 cells, lower tier has 4 cells. So these are 4 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of 4 cells, central 4 cells are larger in size. The peripheral cells are called, they are smaller cells. They are micromeres, these are macromeres. Central cells are larger in size. Peripheral cells are smaller in size. Okay? So such type of cleavage is known as biradial cleavage. What is this? Biradial cleavage. Such type of cleavage occurs in ctenophores. So this is about the pattern of cleavage based on arrangement of blastomeres. Hello, good morning students. Welcome to BS2 third semester geology class. So we were talking about different types of cleavages. The next type of cleavage. So cleavage in X is influenced by yolk. What is yolk? You know it. Yolk is nothing but food material, food substance, nutrients present in egg, which is supplied to the embryo during its growth. During the growth of egg into young one, food is necessary. That food is present in egg in the form of yolk. So this yolk influences cleavage division. It influences what it does. So yolk disturbs the division of egg. Cleavage of egg is disturbed by yolk. So the cleavage plane may not penetrate the yolk. Thus, the movement of plane of cleavage into the region of egg where yolk is present is not, smooth. It is not smooth. It disturbs the movement of plane into the yolky region. Yolk makes the plane unable to penetrate into the yolky region of the egg. Yes. So the yolk where it is present in egg may not show faster cleavage. Part of the egg where cytoplasm is lower, where yolk is less, there you can see very fast repeated mitotic division, repeated cleavage divisions. Okay? So influence of yolk on cleavage, what it does. Depending upon influence of yolk on cleavage, there are again mainly two types of cleavages. Holoblastic cleavage and meroblastic cleavage. Holoblastic cleavage is also called as total cleavage, and meroblastic cleavage is also known as partial cleavage. So total or holoblastic cleavage occurs in the eggs of microlesical or mesolesical eggs. Depending upon the amount of yolk present in egg, eggs have been divided into 4 types. I told you already. Very little amount of yolk is present, such eggs are called as microlesical. If moderate amount of yolk is present, mesolesical. If large amount of yolk is present, they are called as macrolesical. So in case of microlesical egg and mesolesical egg, the total or holoblastic cleavage occurs. Look here. This is egg. This egg is microlesical. Microlesical means very little amount of yolk is present. And isolesical means distribution of yolk. Yolk is distributed evenly throughout the cytoplasm. Okay? So there cleavage can occur easily. This cleavage furrow divides the egg entirely. Entire egg is divided. Whole egg is divided into 2 blastomeres. Right? In each cleavage, the entire egg is divided. Such type of cleavage is called as holoplastic cleavage. So, at the end of holoplastic cleavage, the resultant blastomeres may be equal in their size or may not be equal in their size. Equal or unequal. So, depending upon Size of the the blastomeres. Again, there are two types of holoblastic cleavages. Equal holoblastic cleavage. Equal holoblastic cleavage. So equal holoblastic cleavage occurs in microlesical and isolesical eggs. Right? Like this. The egg is divided into two equal sized blastomeres. Such type of cleavage is called as equal holoblastic cleavage that occurs in the eggs of Amphioxus and classical mammals. Next, unequal holoblastic cleavage. Unequal holoblastic cleavage. So here what happens the entire egg is divided, undergoes division, but the resultant cells, blastomeres, may not be equal in their size. So in case of frog, amphibian, frogs, so first cleavage is meridional, second cleavage is also meridional. First cleavage is meridional, second cleavage is also meridional. As a result, 4 equal sized cells are formed. Up to second cleavage, the type of cleavage in frog egg is what type? Equal holoblastic cleavage. The third cleavage is transverse. Third cleavage is transverse cleavage towards the animal pole. As a result, how many cells are formed? 8 cells are formed. Upper 8 cells are smaller, lower 8 cells are larger. These are macromeres and these are micromeres. So such type of cleavage is called as unequal holoblastic cleavage. Such type of cleavage occurs in mesolesical and telolesical eggs. Telolesical means the yolk is present at one region, at one polar region. So this is yolk. This pole is called as visceral pole. This pole is known as animal pole. Okay. So holoblastic unequal cleavage occurs in mesolesical and telolesical eggs. Example: cyclostomes, elasmobranch fishes is cartilaginous fishes. Diploid lungfishes, amphibians, cephalopod molluscans. Okay. Next, partial or meroblastic cleavage. Here, amount of yolk is large. Large amount of yolk is present. In such eggs, this type of cleavage can be found, can be seen. Okay, macrolesical or centrolesical. Macrolesical, very large amount of yolk is present. Okay, macrolesical. Centrolesical, large amount of yolk is present and it is present at the center. In such type of eggs, meroblastic cleavage occurs. Partial type of cleavage occurs. Again, there are two types of cleavages: discoid cleavage and superficial cleavage. Discoid cleavage means what? So in macrolesical and telolesical, look here, yolk amount is large, very large amount of yolk is present. On this side, this is vestral core region, this is animal core region. This region of the egg is preformed yolk. this is free from yolk. Means what is present here? Cytoplasm is present. Here cell division occurs. Not here. Here cell division takes place, and this cell dividing region is somewhat disc-like towards the animal pole region. Here, if you look at this, egg portion, it will be looking like disc. Therefore, this type of cleavage is called as discoid cleavage. The entire egg is not dividing. Look here, the entire egg is not dividing. This part is not dividing. Vestral hemisphere is not dividing. Why? Because of the presence of large amount of yolk. Only the animal polar region is undergoing cleavage. Therefore, such type of cleavages are called as meroplastic cleavage. Okay? So such type of cleavage occurs in reptilians and birds' eggs. Because reptilian eggs and bird eggs are cladoid eggs. They are cladoid eggs. They contain large amount of yolk, and they are laid outside their body on dry land, right? So within the egg case, development of egg one occurs. Embryo takes place. Okay? So that is discoid cleavage. Next, superficial cleavage. Look here, the yolk is present here. Large amount of yolk is present, no doubt. But that yolk is present at the center. Only the peripheral region of the egg has cytoplasm. This is cytoplasm. This cytoplasm is free from yolk. Then division takes place. Cell division occurs. Right? So this type of cleavage is known as superficial cleavage. Such type of cleavage can be seen in insects. Right? Thus, depending upon the amount of yolk present in egg, again there are different types of cleavages. See, yolk is nothing but food material. It's a nutrient which is essential for the development of young one during their growth. So the microlecythal eggs may contain very little amount of yolk. It may not disturb the process of cleavage. Therefore, the entire egg is cleaved. Therefore, such type of cleavage is called as holoblastic cleavage. The entire egg undergoes division. Whereas in case of egg where large amount of yolk is present, there the entire egg is not dividing. Only part of the egg where yolk is absent, yolk is not there, yolk is lacking, there only cleavage takes place. Therefore, such type of cleavages are called as meroplastic cleavages. So in holoblastic cleavage, again there are two types of cleavages, such as equal holoblastic cleavage and unequal holoblastic cleavage, depending upon size of the blastomeres at the end of cleavage. So here, if the blastomeres are equal in size, that would be referred as equal holoblastic cleavage. If the blastomeres are not equal in size, if they are unequal, such type of holoblastic cleavage is called unequal holoblastic cleavage. And meroplastic cleavage occurs in the egg where yolk amount is more, macrolecythal eggs where large amount of yolk is present. Again, there are two types: discoid cleavage. So, cleaved part of the egg resembles disc-like structure. Therefore, such type of cleavage is known as discoid cleavage. Such type of cleavage occurs in reptiles and birds. If you cut open the bird egg, hen egg, very large amount of yolk is present, yellow part. Very large central yolk is present, right? At one end, only at the upper end of the egg, means at the animal pole region, very little part of the cytoplasm undergoes cleavage. So that is called the type of cleavage. Superficial cleavage, yolk is present at the center, not at one end, right? And the surrounding cytoplasm undergoes cleavage. That is known as superficial cleavage. This is usually seen in insect eggs.